Hello everyone, you are on the channel, it's Funny to Tears. Today we're diving into the world of truly epic yet utterly ridiculous fights. You know the ones I'm talking about. Those disagreements that start over something so small, you can't even remember what it was a week later, but in the moment it feels like World War III. Let's kick things off with a classic, the Great Thermostat War. In one corner you have the person who is perpetually cold, bundled up in 3 layers and a blanket, even in July. In the other corner, the human furnace, who sweats if the temperature dares to climb above 68 degrees. The battle for control over that little plastic box on the wall is relentless. One person sneaks in to nudge it up a degree. An hour later, the other sneaks in to nudge it back down too. It's a silent, passive-aggressive dance that can go on for years. Who's the real winner? Probably the power company. Then there's the age-old debate. Which way should the toilet paper roll hang? Over or under? People have surprisingly strong feelings about this. I once saw a couple have a full-blown 10-minute argument in the middle of a home goods store over this very issue. He was a staunch over supporter, citing ease of tearing and pattern diagrams. She was a firm under advocate, arguing it looked neater and was safer from curious pets. The tension was so thick, you could cut it with a sheet of 2-ply. Honestly, I was just impressed by their passion. Let's not forget the fights that happen in the car. Specifically, navigation-related fights. You've got the GPS calmly saying, in 200 feet, turn right. But the person in the passenger seat, the self-appointed co-pilot, screams, no, not this right, the next right. The GPS is crazy. It's trying to take us into a lake. Meanwhile, the driver is just trying not to miss the turn and cause a 5-car pileup. The GPS is just a machine, but we treat it like a third person in the car who is personally trying to ruin our day. Recalculating. Yes, we know, Susan, we're lost. Thank you for the reminder. And how about arguments over movie spoilers? This is a minefield. You have that one friend who's seen the latest blockbuster and is just bursting to talk about it. They'll start with, I won't spoil anything, but, and then proceed to spoil everything. I'm not gonna say who dies, but you'll be really sad about the guy with the red cape. Gee, thanks. You've just ruined 2 hours of my life. The betrayal is real. It's a true test of friendship to navigate a post-movie world without stepping on a spoiler landmine. Another classic silly fight category is, where should we eat? This question has probably caused more indecision and frustration than any other in human history. It starts innocently enough. I'm hungry. Me too. What do you want? I don't know. What do you want? This goes on for what feels like an eternity. Every suggestion is shot down. Pizza. Nah, had it yesterday. Tacos. Too messy. That new place? The reviews are mixed. You end up driving around aimlessly, getting hangrier by the second, until you finally just give in and go to the first place you saw an hour ago. The food doesn't even taste that good anymore, because you're just eating your own frustration. Let's talk about chores. The division of labor in a shared space is a battlefield littered with dirty dishes and unvacuumed floors. The fight isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a silent protest, like the person who will only wash their own plate, fork and cup, leaving a mountain of dishes in the sink as a monument to their defiance. Or the classic move of piling laundry on one side of the bed, slowly encroaching on the other person's space like an advancing army of wrinkled t-shirts. The I'll do it later excuse is a powerful weapon, often delaying the task until the other person gives up and does it themselves, seething with resentment. And what about stealing food? This is a serious offense in any household. You've been thinking all day about that last piece of cheesecake you saved. You get home, open the fridge, and it's gone. The empty container is just sitting there, a mocking tombstone for your dessert dreams. The interrogation begins. Did you eat my cheesecake? The culprit will either lie badly with crumbs still on their face or try to justify it. I thought it was for everyone. It was for everyone. But that was the last piece. It's not about the cheesecake, it's about the principle. It's about trust and the sacred bond between a person and their leftovers. Board games are supposed to be fun, right? Wrong. They are a breeding ground for silly yet intense conflict. Someone always takes too long on their turn. Someone else becomes the rules lawyer, questioning every single move and consulting the instruction booklet like it's a sacred text. And heaven forbid someone suggests a house rule. Chaos ensues. And don't even get me started on Monopoly. That game has single-handedly destroyed friendships and torn families apart for generations. Flipping the board is a rite of passage. You start the evening as friends, and you end it as bitter, bankrupt rivals who refuse to speak to each other. Then there's the fight over the remote control, a timeless struggle for power. One person wants to watch the game, the other wants to watch a reality show about people who are also fighting. The channel surfing becomes a frantic battle of reflexes. Click, click, click. You catch a 2-second glimpse of a dozen different shows. Hey, I was watching that. You were watching a commercial. The person who holds the remote holds the power. They are the king or queen of the living room, and their reign can be tyrannical. Sometimes the only solution is to have multiple screens going at once, creating a cacophony of sound that drives everyone insane. I think the silliest fights are often born from simple misunderstandings. Someone mishears a comment and takes it the wrong way. Text messages without tone of voice are especially dangerous. K is not just a letter, it's a declaration of war, a period at the end of a seemingly normal sentence. You might as well have said, "We need to talk." We spend hours analyzing these digital hieroglyphs, trying to decipher their hidden meaning, when usually the sender was just busy and typed a quick reply. The ensuing argument is based on a completely imaginary conflict, which is the silliest of all. But you know what? As ridiculous as these fights are, they're also a part of life. They're a sign that you're comfortable enough with someone to argue about which brand of potato chips is superior. These little conflicts often end in laughter, with both sides realizing how absurd the whole thing was. They become the stories you tell for years. Remember that time we almost broke up over the correct way to load a dishwasher? It's a weird, silly, and wonderful part of being human. What's the silliest thing you've ever gotten into a fight about? I want to hear all about it. Drop your story in the comments below. I have a feeling we're going to get some hilarious answers. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane of ridiculous arguments, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content that's funny to tears. See you next time.